Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fakrul Hadi bin Azmi, and now my group will present about equilibrium of rigid body. First of all, I will introduce my group members from section 3B, group 1. My name is Muhammad Fakrul Hadi bin Azmi. Then we have Muhammad Azril Shah bin Surya, and lastly we have Muhammad Hamidul Hazrin bin Muhammad Rasid. For the content of this presentation, we will have objective, procedure of the experiments, theory that were related to the experiment, and conclusion after we have done the experiment. Now, I will present about the objective for this experiment. First of all, we have to understand the concept of equilibrium of rigid body. Secondly, able to apply the principle to solve the beam reaction calculation. Next, able to display skill and knowledge using laboratory equipment. And lastly, we have able to demonstrate comprehension of general ideas through report. I'll pass the presentation to our next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Azril Shah bin Surya and my matrix number is AA1210408. And I will present about procedure of setup A. First, we have to secure work panel in vertical position and adjust center hook until the hole in center of beam lines up with work panel bolt hole. And then we have to attach spring balance to upper holes at each end of beam, lift off weight hanger from beam but left one hook at furthest left hole of beam. Set distance A equals to 0 meter and distance to last hole B equals to 0.36 meter. Set the balance to 0 while it supports beam's weight. Then we place load 49 10 gram masses to both weight hanger, giving total weight of 500 gram or 4.9 Newton on weight hanger. Adjust balance stops to make beam level and then record reading of spring balance. Lastly, we have to repeat steps 2 until 4 by following the value provided in lab sheet. And for setup B, first we have to secure work panel in vertical position. Then we have to adjust center hook until the hole in center of beam lines up with work panel bolt hole. And then we attach spring balance to upper holes at each end of beam. Lift off weight hanger from beam but leave 5 hooks at 5 evenly spaced position along the beam. The length is then 0.36 meter. And then set balance scales to 0 while it supports beam's weight. Next, we place load for 10 gram masses to each weight hanger, giving total weight of 50 gram on each weight hanger and overall uniformly distributed load of 250 gram. Add the 5 weight hangers to the hooks and then record the reading of spring balances. Lastly, we repeat steps 2 until 4 by following the value provided in lab sheet. And that's all from me. Thank you.
If a rigid body has neither linear nor rotational acceleration, it was said to be an equilibrium. The vector sum of all force may be 0 in the absence of linear acceleration, according to Newton's first law. This is also known as the first equilibrium condition. The vector sum of all torques must be 0 in absence of rotational acceleration, according to second Newton's law of rotation. This is also known as the second equilibrium condition. In conclusion, equilibrium of rigid body will have the vector value or sum of all force as 0. The majority of the experimental values are slightly different from the theoretical values. This occurs when a mistake done during the taking of reading of the results. Then, there was some systematic error caused by the condition of the apparatus which is not in good condition. To fix these errors, we must take several readings and divide it to obtain the final reading. Other than that, make sure the eyes were perpendicular to the readings before record the result.